Welcome back to Sunship Sports, and welcome back to Green and Gold till I'm dead and cold. Got some roster moves to discuss. Green Bay released defensive tackle Jonathan Ford and safety linebacker hybrid Tariq Carpenter to make room for tight end Ben Sims, who they picked up, as well as Zane Anderson, a safety out of Buffalo. There's only one spot remaining on the practice squad, so it'll be interesting to see which one of those two gets that spot. Let's run down the practice squad for the Green Bay Packers. A couple of guys that I'm happy to see that they kept. Grant Dubose, the rookie receiver that I think had an excellent last few days of camp, but didn't get to have a whole lot of time out there. I think that as they nurture him along, he's going to become a part of this roster. Fullback Henry Pearson is on there. Innis Gaines, safety, who is backup nickel a lot during the preseason, is on the practice squad, so I'm glad to see that we have him. Bo Melton, wide receiver. Running back Patrick Taylor. Cornerback Keandre Thomas. Nose tackle Chris Slayton. Cornerback Corey Ballantyne. Quarterback Alex Magoo. And tight end Austin Allen. And that's just a few of those. We have some guys that are on injured reserve, maybe released with injury settlements. Tyler Davis, a tight end. Lou Nichols, running back. Tyler Goodson, running back. Tavarius Moore, safety. Of course, Eric Stokes is still on the physically unable to perform list. He will be back hopefully by week 5. All right, so what I really wanted to talk about today is what in the heck is going on with Brian Gutekunst and this trade offer that involved A.J. Dillon. So the story broke that Brian Gutekunst was willing to offer A.J. Dillon and a third-round draft pick for Jonathan Taylor. I don't think the Colts were ever serious about trading Taylor, because when Green Bay offered that, which most people would think, you know what, that's probably not a bad trade offer for the running back market right now. The Colts responded and said, give us A.J. Dillon, but make it a first-round draft pick instead of a third, and just go ahead and throw in Christian Watson too. When you hear a response like that, you just laugh. There was no way Green Bay was going to give up that kind of capital, which tells me one thing. And Indianapolis knew they weren't going to. So that says that Indianapolis has never really been serious about trading away Jonathan Taylor. I think they would like to get him back in the building. I think their owner needs to shut his mouth and let GM Ballard do his job. Every time Jim Irsay gets involved with this stuff, he makes it worse. So if you Colts fans, you need to get on the horn and tell somebody to put a zipper on your owner's mouth, because Irsay is almost the same level of kryptonite as Daniel Snyder was. So just not a good situation. The Packers side of it, though, is a little interesting. Why would Brian Gutekunst, with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, now this new running back, Emmanuel Wilson, look to add Jonathan Taylor, who you know is going to want his snaps? Well, what have we been seeing lately? Everybody is trying to get leverage when it comes to the money, the salary cap, the running back market. Could this have been a shot across the bow to someone like A.J. Dillon? Hey, not only are you on the trading block, but next year you come up in free agency. So before you think about asking for a king's ransom, just know we're willing to replace you. I think Brian Gutekunst is willing to do that. I think that some other players on the team may cause stuff like that. All right, Carl Brooks is playing extremely well on the defensive line for a rookie. You've got Kenny Clark, TJ Slayton, and Devontae Wyatt ahead of him. Brooks is going to be tough to keep off the field. So before those guys start thinking about asking for a king's ransom, you know, you got Carl Brooks right behind you. So it's just kind of interesting, the behind the scenes, almost insidious nature of the negotiating goes, because I never would have thought that Green Bay even would have been in the running for Jonathan Taylor. But when you kind of look at what happens, what if Indianapolis had called their bluff and said, sure, we'll take A.J. Dillon in a third-round draft pick? Well, who knows? That might have been worth it. Aaron Jones and Jonathan Taylor's a hell of a backfield combination. So that would have been interesting to see if that had happened. Some more Green Bay Packers news. SB Nation had a fan poll, and their most surprising keep on the roster was the same one that I had, Royce Newman. I thought that offensive guard of ours had his play has dropped in the last year enough to where he would have been cut, but he wasn't. They kept him on the roster. Brian Gutekunst tweeted out that there was more than 53 guys who deserve to make this roster, but we've got rules. A lot of thanks to our scouts and our coaches. Now, you may think a lot of guys say that, but I honestly believe that to be true because there's a lot of guys on our practice squad that I think could play on a 53-man roster. I think Grant Dubose is an incredible talent. I think he, in a couple of years, could be a special talent. Patrick Taylor, as a third down running back and a special teams ace, would make a lot of rosters in the NFL. Innis Gaines, as our backup nickel, played well enough to make someone's roster. So I'm a little bit concerned that some of these guys may not be around by the end of this year because of how good they are. So that all being said, like I said, this was going to be a nice short video today. As we get closer to the opening day kickoff with the Chicago Bears, we will have more episodes next week, Monday through Thursday. Of course, Monday and Wednesday is blue and gold till I'm dead and cold. Tuesday and Thursday, green and gold till I'm dead and cold. For all you Notre Dame and Green Bay Packer fans, have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you next time.